Hello, and this is a Patreon request by Alexander Goffrier. I do not. I'm sure I pronounced it right. And this video is called "I'm an Incel. Ask me anything." So, well, oh god. All right. Before I start, I might as well preface this with my opinion about incels and all that. Um, I am fucking sick and tired of talking about incels and all that. Because you probably don't know this on this channel, but on my main channel where I do vlogs, video games, and all that, a lot of people ask me this kind of like specific questions about incel this, and during a time on that other channel, just because I'm doing hentai reviews and stuff, and because I'm not politically correct, a bunch of incels and what are they called? Men going their own way started coming in. I think, and they thought that I was one of them. I was like, no, I'm not an incel, all right? Then after a time, they were like, oh, you're a volcel. I'm like, oh god, what is this? Which means voluntarily celibate. Anyways, why am I talking about that bullshit? No one cares. Not even I. Incels. Now, the problems I have with incels is the fact that now I've only talked to 3 incels, in a longer period of time. Private messaging and all that. Because, hey, if people want to talk to me, just talk to me. I don't care. But the problem I had with those specific people was the fact that everything, and I mean absolutely everything, always was about women this, women that, women. Like, oh god, please stop. I mean, absolutely every single topic would always, like, pretty quickly just devolve about women. It kind of like, why is absolutely everything in your fucking life about women? Come on. If you hate women so much, well, one of those people actually said, I hate women. The other people were like so and so. Why do you keep focusing on them? Why just fucking, like, if there's something that makes you so miserable and all that, why do you focus on that so much? We live in an age where you don't have to do that. So, yeah, so I was like, fucking don't talk to me anymore. Listen, if you want to talk to me, don't fucking mention women at all. Or kind of like, if you, yeah, if you type women, I don't care for whatever reason, even if it makes sense in the context of whatever we're talking about, I'm gonna fucking block you. It was to that point. That guy has not responded or said anything after I said that, and that was a couple months ago. And the other guy, sooner or later, because apparently I'm not gonna go for personal details, but he's an incel because of medical reasons. And he kind of like, and I'm like, I can completely understand. I mean, the term just incel, involuntarily celibate, kind of like, yeah, if you're celibate and you don't want to be, I'm sure, like, okay, that's sad. I guess that's sad. Because it's like anything else. If you're involuntarily, it means that you don't want to be. So it's kind of like, well, try and do things that are not just to get laid. I think that it would be best to try and get hobbies or things that are outside of the realm of just getting laid. Kind of like try and get that out of your mind. Yeah, so there we go. And also Alexander, I don't know why you sent this for me to react to. I mean, we had a little bit of back and forth. And I think you said you just sent it because you found it interesting, right? You just wanted my opinion on it. All right. So I'm assuming, because a lot of people before started sending me stuff related to this, and I was like, oh, I'm not watching that, because they thought I was one of them and that I would relate to it. I never did. And I just cringed so much. And because this seems to be from what, like Vice? No, Jubilee. I think, isn't that like some type of Vice or BuzzFeed thing? Oh god, I'm gonna cringe so much, so let's just start. Jesus Christ, 6 minutes
Topics
in.
are hard to approach.
More and more male hatred against women is rising up.
You might call this
Rising
a
up.
phenomenon.
Either the subjects are inaccessible, or people are uncomfortable discussing them.
If you're an ugly guy, you better get a good job and make some money, because nobody's gonna want to talk to you.
Girls, I will destroy you.
You don't deserve to get laid at all!
So we found the subjects in
God.
person, rented a space in Hollywood, and invited our audience and any strangers walking by to come inside and ask them anything.
Oh god, can we just... I'm sorry, alright.
Okay. Hey, I'm Brendio. I also go by Derek. I'm an incel, and I'm here to answer people's questions about the topic.
Well, that guy is obviously a bit embarrassed, because otherwise he wouldn't be smiling like that.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
So you're an incel.
Yes.
Why would you ever sign up to do this?
I suppose I would want to
So just
give
put
more
out
of a
his
positive
feelings.
light on
Why
this
else?
community, which is a very negative light upon it.
Okay. And do you think that's a good thing?
Yes,
Why is that?
because a lot of the boys in this community aren't bad people.
But you acknowledge that a good handful of them are, right?
Not a good handful, I would say a small handful.
Yeah, I think I agree with him. Like,
Hurt you or what?
a good handful.
happened?
What? That
events
guy
sort of
obviously comes
catalyzed
into this being like
this way of
incels.
thinking and you getting into this kind of research?
Society?
Do you hate women?
No,
No.
no.
Do you have a female role model in your life?
A female role model.
Yeah, like a mom or an aunt or a friend?
I mean, I love my mom.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily consider her a role model, but I do love her quite a bit.
If
Yeah, I mean,
woman
I
was
don't have
elected
any
as
role
president of the United
models
States,
at
how
all,
would you react?
so...
I don't know. It probably would depend on the woman. I probably wouldn't be supportive of it, honestly, but
Why do you say that? If you don't mind me asking.
I do think that men
I
should
mean,
be
if
the
the
leaders,
candidate is good, who
women should be the
cares?
caregivers and the
So
the
that is
loving and
obviously
supporting
some kind of
and
like,
the teacher
alright, I
sons
don't
and
believe a
teachers.
woman can do that.
Since women of color or just women in general have been oppressed by certain systems and other oppressed communities, especially LGBTQ+, all those don't really fit with the spectrum that incels or you have been talking about. So why do you think your method of thought would help fix what we have today?
What? What?
I probably wouldn't view the things that you might view as oppression as oppression. I have a feeling. I would view it more as how we treat children that we love. We control them, but we control them lovingly, not as a slave, not as we're forcing them to do things against their will. I would view it more as a
God.
loving domestic thing in the past. And I would say that if we were to do it in a civilized
I don't know, what am I supposed to comment on
Christian
right
way,
here?
even though I'm not really
I'm
advocating
barely
for
like
certain religion or
understanding
ideology,
what the fuck they're talking about.
I would assume that women would probably be happier. And I wouldn't just assume that blindly. I would assume that based on the data that I have seen.
What data have you seen that has brought you to this conclusion? Because I'm now curious where I can get this data from.
Oh gosh, yes, like a
I could
notebook.
reference it offhand, but I believe there was a study that
Kind of like, alright, these are the questions
I can't remember the name
I'm
of it
gonna
off the top of
answer.
my head.
Probably the questions whoever is
What do you think it is
in
about
doing
liberal
this, kind of like,
areas
girl,
that
say
create
these
behavior
things
in
to
women
him.
that you think is a problem?
Promiscuity leads to increased standards in more primitive aspects, such as looks. And that
No
typically
problem.
makes it harder for some people to find a relationship, including sometimes good-looking people. Like, there's guys who are much better looking than I am who are having a really hard time finding someone in a place like LA or in London or in Auckland, New Zealand, but they probably would have a perfectly fine time finding a woman somewhere else.
So you think that promiscuity
Okay.
is the problem, and if people were more monogamous and more withholding,
Let people have sex with whoever they
that would
want.
sort of fix society?
Yeah, I suppose if people were more traditional.
And that goes
There
both
have been
ways,
a few mass
actually.
shootings in the past where
God,
the
it's too
shooters
fast. I
actually
can't
stated
comment.
that they were
From one
incels
topic to
or
another, it's
were
kinda like-
radicalized by online incels. What do you think about
I'm gonna
their
try and
actions?
remember some of the things
I
at the end
condemn
of
their
this,
actions.
so that I can at
I don't
least.
believe violence is the solution. I don't believe attacking random people is going to fix anything, whether they're, women
Yeah.
or men. I do think that the reason why
And
they
most of
committed
the
those
people
actions is
haven't they
probably
been
because of,
men
out of
that
desperation or out
incels
of,
kill?
mental problems. They probably
Because
could
it
have
wasn't
been
Elliot Roger
prevented
like that.
had
He,
the
oh fuck! I
provide
think Monkey
support
did a pretty good
was
video
in
on
their,
that.
in their community, in their household. If they,
How
if
fucking
people,
failure
saw what they were posting
Elliot
and
Rogers
saw what they were
shooting
experiencing
was
in life and did
in
something to
concept
help
of
them.
what Elliot
Was there,
Roger
like, a
wanted to
pivotal moment
accomplish.
in your life?
He
Like a
failed
straw
in
that
every
broke
single
the
way.
metaphorical camel's back?
It's constant years of rejection, no matter who the person was, constant years of rejection in other aspects of my life. It did kind of push me towards more, I suppose, radical beliefs, but I suppose they're only like radical, but they're more just old beliefs, really.
No, it sounds like I had another metaphor like death by 1,000 cuts. It's not like one pivotal moment, but it sounds like a bunch of things built up over time.
Yeah.
Which tends to be the things with all things, right?
The incel community.
I don't think most people just, one thing happened,
to sex or intimacy.
time
Do you
to
believe that you
do whatever.
deserve
No.
sex or intimacy from a woman?
I think everybody at some level deserves someone that loves them and, respects them, as long as you are also loving and respectful towards that person. They're an equal. You're not seeking someone beyond yourself. You don't have too high standards.
God, he's like me. He's like, I don't
If
care.
you can tell the world about something about being incel that that may not be in the internet or that's overlooked heavily, what would it be?
I don't know. I think it's mostly that most of the men are not inherently bad people. A lot of them are just lonely.
Yeah, an
They just need
incel
some
just
help.
mean that you're involuntarily celibate.
Would you say that
Come on,
there's
say
anything
that.
that other people can do to help guide or just support or?
Even though
No,
the
the
incels
lonely
I've
person in your
talked
class
to
or the
over a
lonely
period
person
of
in
time,
your
they're
workplace,
way too focused
maybe,
on just talking
maybe
about
he's
women.
an incel and he's not letting you know, and he's just kind of afraid to. You want someone positive. Just be nice. Say hi. Try and make friends with him. You don't have to date him. You don't have to whatever. Just brighten up someone lonely's day, I suppose.
Okay, noted. Thank you.
You don't want to be an incel?
No.
Why not?
Well, I mean, it's part of the whole involuntarily thing. I mean,
Yeah.
try and escape
Oh god, I have to stop that.
something
Oh
bad.
god, what the fuck happened there?
Uh,
Oh god, did I forget to have that? Who cares? That was the video's over soon, anyways. I have to go back because did she really ask? Do you want to be in? Well, I guess in a sense you can see some people they call themselves incel, but then they do pretty much anything to stay an incel, and then well, you're not really an incel then, are you? But I have to hear if that is what she meant by a question, or did she really mean? Or did she really not understand that what involuntarily means?
Thank you. You don't want to be an incel?
no.
Why not?
Well, I mean, it's
Why
kind of
not?
an
What do you
involuntary
think?
Thing. I mean, you want to try and escape it. You want to be something better. You want to get a wife, get a girlfriend, get someone who loves you, spend your life with them, and be happy. And
What's one thing you wish people understood better about you?
Oh god.
I don't know. I guess I wish people would recognize how much effort I'm trying, I suppose. I'm working out typically daily. I've lost over 100 pounds. I'm out there job hunting
good for you
actively.
then.
I don't think people
I've been trying
recognize
to
how
lose
much
weight as
effort
well.
incels in
It's
general
hard.
try to put into bettering themselves. I would say, people don't recognize their effort. They just assume that they're all lazy and sad and angry at women and just giving up. And
Especially for people
things of
like
that
me who
nature.
are not able-bodied. You able-bodied scum!
You don't have to see the bad things in the world and then come out a bad person. You can just see the bad things in the world and then improve upon yourself because of them, I suppose.
So you do have hope.
Yeah, I have hope. Yeah, I'm a very hopeful person, I suppose.
I won't lie, this went a lot differently than I thought it would.
I mean,
So
the
I thought we'd be
guys
yelling
in
at each
this
other, you know?
came in like
It's nice to meet you too.
like all incels are evil in a sense.
Hello,
Or kind of
thanks
like
for watching the video. I hope you liked it.
no, I
Should
didn't.
like, comment, and subscribe. Comment as well. I already said that. Cut that part out.
No, we'll keep it. Thanks for watching.
No, that was a terrible video. That was terrible. All right, well, it went a bit too like I don't know, what the fuck are you gonna say? Let me look at. Well, looking at the comments seem to be even more retarded than the actual video, but this did not. The only thing was when he said like this being rejected all the time, and that pushes people to become incels. So, well, I guess you can become something even though you don't try to do that. Because I was gonna say, what if someone pushes you to become an incel, but obviously that is what it is, and I don't know. I mean, what am I gonna say? I'm so not interested in the topic of incels and all that, to the point when I read these things, I'm like, there's nothing for me to kind of like say and do, because I've already talked about this before, but I don't remember what I said, but I think I said enough. Even in the video that I sent to you, Godfrey, if you look at that, I mean, this is a terrible, also from me, this is a terrible video on my end as well. Not only the video that I watched was terrible, because I barely understood anything in it. And there's not much for me to comment on other than, yeah, the guys. I feel like the guys in this video went in being like, alright, I have to prove that I'm a good boy, so I'm gonna be like, oh, like I love women. Kind of like, okay, I mean, oh god, was there a black girl in the video? Apparently there was. Did you say anything? Because I did not notice her at all. But there was a section of around 30 seconds? What?
Stated that they were incels or were radicalized by online incels. What do you think about their actions?
I condemn them.
Oh, alright. That was the killing part. That some people killed and they will call themselves incels. Alright. I mean, what is he going to say about that? Well, yeah, I condemn killing people. And there we go. I mean, well, thank God I used a private browser for this, because this would probably fuck up my recommendations otherwise. Yeah, when a video is this bad, it's kind of like, what am I gonna talk about? So Alexander, if you want to request something else, go for it. I'll do it. Because, Jesus Christ, what am I gonna say? I think if you can, or if you want, if you can put down some questions themselves, if you want to continue on with this subject, if there's anything specific. Because, well, there probably isn't, because I did ask if there was anything specific, didn't I? Okay, I might as well put this here at the end, because the video cut off pretty weirdly there at the end. But it wasn't cut out of the video. It was mostly me just talking about the Greek alphabet. So, yeah. But what I can talk about a little bit, just to talk about myself with the concept of incel, volcel, you know, that celibate realm. Because some people have called me a volcel, but I don't call myself volcel, or the reason why I don't call myself a volcel or incel. Incel, I don't call myself that because I'm not involuntarily celibate. I am celibate. But I don't call myself volcel either because it's not, I mean, voluntarily celibate in my mind would be like a monk or something, in which you are actually going out of your way to be celibate. An involuntarily celibate is someone who wants to have sex, but no one wants to have sex with them. So that's an involuntarily celibate person. A voluntarily celibate person would be someone who goes out of the way to be like, no, I don't want to have sex with you, or stuff like. Well, I guess in that sense, yeah, sure, but it's not. But I have not rejected people to have sex with me, not because I care about being celibate. I think that is what I mean. For me, voluntarily celibate are maybe a bit more people who go out of way to just the whole celibate part. The reason why I have been like, no, I don't want to have sex with stuff, it's not because I want to be celibate. It's because I have never met someone that I've loved in that sexual way. So why would I have sex with someone? It's kind of like, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm not attracted to you. I mean, so far in my life, this is what I'm attracted to. Do you see right there? I'm attracted to ISA, rarity, pornography. I don't like 3D. I don't like real things. Well, real things. I don't like real humans, animals, whatever. But when I read about it, because most of the pornography I ingest are pictures or hentai doujinshis. I very, very, very rarely watch hentai animations. I almost never do that. I just mostly read doujinshis, which are basically like hentai comic books with text, or I just look at pictures. Now it's becoming about what do I masturbate to. If you want to watch that, watch my main channel. I do hentai reviews or hentai recommendations. I don't do reviews because reviews are too much effort. While a recommendation is not. A recommendation is just, well, I think this is good because blah blah blah. Fuck, what was I talking about? Yeah, volcel. I mean, as I'm talking about it and trying to be like, oh, why am I not a volcel? I'm kind of like, well, I guess I am. I guess I am a volcel. I think I have to get over the fact that a volcel, because the term voluntarily means that, alright, you're going, but I'm not going out of my way. Because for me, to have sex would be to go out of my way. Because, hey man, I have ME, CFS. I'm so fucking tired. I'm not going to fucking have sex with someone. Because when you have sex with someone, or at least how I imagine it, you would have to put work into it, to make the other person feel good and all that. If I was going to have sex, I would be like, hey man, you would have to probably be under my table. I don't want to watch you while I read something and then you jerk me off or something. Yeah, sure, maybe in that way I would probably prefer that. Actually, if someone could do that while I just read something, because then I would not have to tire myself out by doing this. So that could work, but I don't want to have to go through the process of finding someone that would want to do that. So no. So I will continue jerking off myself. Yeah, so that's it. Having sex in my eyes at the time of that I am, it's too much effort, and I do not have the love, I guess, that feeling of wanting to be with someone or some people or whatever. I don't have that. I've never experienced that in my life. Who knows in the future? If that happens, it happens. But at this point, I'm like, no, it's too much effort. I'm not going to have sex with someone and then waste so much energy to the point where I'm bedbound for like 2 weeks. It's not worth it. While I can just jerk off. So, yeah. So I guess I'm a Volcel. Fuck. Yeah, I guess that is Volcel. God, I'm not actually interested. I was gonna say, I'm gonna look in what is definition of that of Volcel, but I don't care.